Hey, yo, what is the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Wiz back again with another video. So I'm fresh up out the gym. I feel like I say that in every video. It seems like every video I'm fresh out the gym, but I'm really fresh out the gym. Just got back into the crib and I hit legs today, and I really have been trying to focus on gaining strength in my squat. And I came across Jeff Nippard's video. A lot of you guys probably know who Jeff Nippard is if you are into fitness YouTube. He's pretty much a science-based bodybuilder. Everything he does, he revolves around science, and he makes great content that really makes sense as it pertains to applying science to bodybuilding and powerlifting. So I was looking at a video that he posted recently within the last about 2 weeks about 4 scientific tips on how to blow up your squat. And I've been kind of doing some of the things that, you know, he suggested in his videos, and I'm here to say that they really work. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna kind of do like a loose review of his 4 tips and just explain how I was able to apply them and how I already see success in just really only doing this stuff for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So without any further delay, let's get into what his 4 tips exactly were. Now, the last tip he gave in the video, which I'm not gonna spend too much time on, was optimizing your squat gear, in which he outlined, you know, the type of shoes you should squat in, which is either some elevated heel shoes or some flat shoes. So I squat in Chuck Taylors. I have found that that has been the best for me. He also spoke on optimizing your strength through using, you know, a weight belt. And, you know, let's face it, if you're a squatter or if, you know, you squat weight, you've ever had any heavy type of weight on your back, you're not moving the type of weight without a belt that you can with a belt. And I believe the last thing was some knee sleeves. If I can remember correctly, it's some knee sleeves. And if you watch my channel, you see that I squat in knee sleeves all the time. So I'm not gonna worry about all that. We already know we gotta optimize that gear if we wanna optimize, you know, that squat. But the one thing that I started doing, which was his number 1 tip, that I instantly found like success as far as like just increasing the load that I can squat, was what he called priming the nervous system. So I'm not gonna try to explain it the way he explained it. I'm actually gonna just overlay a clip of his video to just have you up to speed on what he means by priming the nervous system.
My first strategy is to prime your nervous system for a big squat by using acclimating drills like walkouts and pin squats. Now, when I say prime your nervous system, there's nothing spooky going on. You're simply preparing your brain and nervous system to get used to firing under heavy loads.
So pretty much what I did was I utilized the pin squat method as well as the walkouts. And it's funny because I kind of stumbled across this a few weeks back with my deadlift. I was deadlifting, right? And I was working my way up to, you know, my max, which I hadn't maxed out in my deadlift for a long time. And I only really got up to like 425 pounds. And it was kind of heavy. I can only do that for like 1. So then I thought, okay, let me take off some weight and let me just do, you know, as many reps as possible I could with 315. I'm talking about my deadlift. And like, to my surprise, I broke a PR in reps for my 315 deadlift. And I'm thinking, which was 15 reps, by the way. And I'm thinking, how the hell, I was just trying to do 315 for 10, and I could barely get it, and I just knocked out 15 like it was nothing. So fast forward to today's workout. Like I said, I've been trying to walkouts, I've been trying to pin squats, and today I was actually able to squat, you know, for PR, 315, I think it was 9 times. I really wanted that 10th one, but I felt like I was gonna die. So like I said, before that, I had only squatted 315 for 6 reps. So 3 whole reps. At the end, this was literally the last squat set that I did. So like what he said, as far as priming that nervous system, you know, doing them walkouts with them extra heavy loads that you know you can't squat, and kind of like setting those, you know, side barriers, squatting about halfway down, doing the down phase of the squat. That stuff really works, you know, because once you lighten that weight back up and you're just squatting for reps, when I unracked that 315 today, like it literally felt like a feather. It was crazy. Now, the second tip that he gave in reference to blowing up your squat was to have a slightly wider than shoulder width stance with your feet and angle your feet outward. And instead of squatting high bar with the bar like, you know, high up on your back, squat low bar. Now I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I've kind of always like gravitated towards because, you know, I'm 6'1", I'm kind of not really like tall, but I'm kind of taller than the average man. And I kind of got like long arms. I don't know if you can see that. Your boy has long arms, so for me, when I have the weight on my back, I can't really have my arms too close. Like I gotta widen out, you know, at least this way, like this. Or else my damn wrist will wanna break, you know, trying to do it. And then by me having like long legs as well, I gotta naturally stand at a wider stance, you know, when I'm squatting, because otherwise I can't do that. Like it's just not gonna work. So, you know, I gotta say that the wider bar stance as well as the low bar, I don't really know if what I do could be considered like traditional low bar, but it's definitely not high bar. I can honestly say that, you know, that tip as well is fire, because I noticed that when I really zeroed in on my stance, and I've done this months ago, but just, you know, how he put it together with priming the nervous system and the stance, I gotta say that, you know, he's on to something, man. It's really on the one, and I see why he's so scientific with what he does, because this stuff really works. And last but not least, he also spoke on squat depth. Now I'm gonna overlay another clip about what he said about squat depth.
The first school of thought is to intentionally cut your depth to just what's needed for your goal. The thought here is that since less depth means less range of motion, all else equal, you should be able to move more weight if you limit depth within reason. So if you're squatting for powerlifting, you do need to get the hip crease below the knee joint, but there's no point in wasting energy going any deeper than this. If your goal is general strength and size, you only need to go to parallel or just below parallel, and again, going deeper is just wasted energy. However, the second school of thought is that you should squat as deep as you comfortably can to maximize the bounce that you get out of the hole, formerly known as the stretch shortening cycle. Now, as a lifter, I personally fall more in this latter camp. I find that whenever I squat with the intention of limiting depth, I actually end up being weaker. But as a coach, I do recognize that this is highly individual, so you should absolutely experiment and find the ideal depth for you.
So pretty much for me, we're not doing no ass to grass squatting over here. Not interested. I'm not competing in powerlifting, you know, at least not right now. So the little slightly breaking the parallel width for me, also too, with me being so tall, like long back, not doing that either. So me, you know, pretty much what I do, I go parallel, and that works perfect for me because I just feel like, you know, once I reach that point, you know, kind of like when the bottom of my thigh is like this, I'm ready to come right back up. And that's all I really need to feel like, you know, I've done a good job as form-wise with my squat. So just to give you some context as to my like routine squat numbers, like I said, my PR before all of this with 315 was only 6 reps, and I haven't even been able to hit that for a while. I've been like at the 4 to 5, you know, range mark in terms of like, you know, 1 rep max. I can't really say I've ever hit 405 for like, you know, 1 clean. Now what I have done, you know, in addition to the pin squats I've already shown you, I did this thing one time where I was, you know how you put the bench in the middle and you actually squat down and sit on the bench? I did 405 that way for about 3 to 4 reps. So I've never actually hit like just 405 with just nothing, just squat down, come back up. But like I said, these tips, that priming the nervous system, that's a real thing, man. That joint works. Like I said, I noticed it with my deadlift, and with the squat today, 9 reps, what? That's crazy. The squat stance as well as that low bar is definitely where you want to be. Like I said when I started this video, the squat belt, the flat shoes, definitely a necessity. You can get around the knee sleeves, but the knee sleeves is definitely going to make a difference. Just, you know, keeping those knees nice and warm and just having something tight where you feel like, you know, they kind of like assist you with the bounce back. When you do go parallel and bounce back, knee sleeves have always been clutch for me in that regard. And just the squat depth, like I said, I'm personally just only interested in going parallel, and that's probably all I'll ever do unless I, you know, compete in powerlifting one day. So I gotta say, the 4 tips that Jeff Nippard gave in reference to blowing up your squat, I gotta say that they are pretty much like, when you put them all together, a very, very good method. Very well thought out, great video. You know, I applaud Jeff Nippard for what he does for the fitness game and just, you know, giving real practical tips, you know, and adding that science element in, man, and just doing things I'm not even gonna say the right way, but just giving information in a way that makes sense. You know, we need more of that in the fitness community and not all this like diva stuff and beefing that be going on. I'm gonna go ahead and link Jeff Nippard's video down below so you can check that out for yourself. If you did find any value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. That would be cool. Subscribe to my channel if you are interested in fitness videos, tips, vlogs, tutorials, and until my next video, I'm gonna catch you guys later on. Peace out.